Okay, here's our exhaust manifold along here. I'm just trying to point it out with a paper towel. You'll be very careful if you put your hands down around there. That's close to the fan. So you have to be extremely careful around here. Now, so there we can see, and somebody's actually done some kind of repair here. We're going to try to do a better one than that. I cleaned the manifold up just a little bit here using a toothbrush. Old wire brush is better, but it's not going to really matter. I just wanted to get the major grit off of there. So we can see right there by the end of the toothbrush is the hole. Going to take our mini little Dremel type tool, grind all this crap off of here. And what we're going to use, that I've used successfully to do temporary repairs and this type of thing before, is our sealant, JB Weld in this case. I don't do product placement, this just happens to be the one I'm using. Lots of other similar type products that are just as good in my opinion. Definitely want to have your safety glasses, cutting knife. Everybody's got their own methods for doing these things. The one I've used over the years, I'll take a little bit of screen like this, cut it around, wrap a wire around it to keep it in place, and then we'll use our sealant. So take some sandpaper, clean up in around that exhaust manifold where the hole is there as much as you can with the sandpaper to start with. I don't use this little Dremel mini grinder tool I have very often, but it is great occasionally for spots like this to do a little extra cleanup. If you don't have one, just use the sandpaper. Do the best you can, but it is handy like this. Once we have some good clean metal that we see there, that our liquid steel or whatever you want to call that, or JB Weld, can actually probably take a good hold to, just take your toothbrush or whatever, get rid of those little iron filings that are around it. Read the instructions on whatever kind of putty it is you're using. This JB Weld stuff, it says it has a set time of 5 minutes, so I'm going to let it in a cure time of an hour. I'm not going to actually let it all cure. I'm going to put enough in to cover that hole and a bit around it, and then we're going to use our mesh over it and then some more putty. So anyways, like I say, read the instructions. In the case of this stuff, we got to knead this together like that until it's all one color. Pretty much one color there now. So what I'm going to do is just put this in my other hand. I want to really see if I can force a bit of that putty down into that hole there to start. And then I'm just going to spread it around, flatten it out. Now, like I say, this is a temporary repair. Having said that, I've done this on some old beaters that I've had, and this has worked for years. So I waited 5 or 10 minutes. I can already feel this stuff setting up good. I'm gonna wrap this screen around there, taking a piece of screen and force my putty over it, and then I'm gonna put that into place. Okay, now our mesh screen is in place. When you force this putty down, you're gonna notice as it kind of sets that when you push, roll your finger off like that, and it'll tend to stay into place better. One time I used to use clothes hanger for this type of thing. Any kind of a wire that you can bend around. I find that get a little piece of electrical wire. What I do now is I'll cut the ground wire out of it. Then I'm going to use that to wrap around to keep our screen in place. So I wrapped 2 lengths of the copper wire around our manifold here. I just kept turning once I got them in place, wrapped them around with my fingers, and then I grabbed them with my pliers and just kept turning and turning, and they tightened right up. And now I'm going to put another layer of putty over that whole thing. Here's our final repair. We got the copper wires covered over now with this layer of putty, and I'm going to let the whole thing set for a couple hours, and then we'll go for a test drive and see how it sounds. Okay, that repair that we just did on our exhaust manifold, I actually did that about 2 months ago, and I neglected to do the after part of it that I always like to do, the after the repair has been done part. So this is what I'm doing right now. And I also want to clarify something. When you watch the video, you heard a really loud popping sound. That actually is not the sound of that small hole that we repaired in the exhaust manifold. That really loud noise from the engine is from a blown spark plug that we replaced. The hole that we repaired, I just happened to discover that when I was going and looking to find out which spark plug was blown. So anyway, the van is running here now, and I'm just going to show you. This is thousands of miles later that I've driven this vehicle, and we'll see if we can get my videographer here to show us our repair. There, you can see everything is all cooked on there, where I'm hitting that with the bar. So our repair is held quite nicely. Like I say, I've driven the van thousands of miles now, and anyway, that's it for this video.